So hey guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video I'm going to talk about my friendly beginner Facebook ad strategy that you guys can use basically today after watching the video and implementing your campaigns for having a better results. And I'm going to show you my own campaign, like an ad account that I ran for one of my stores before, and I'm going to show you how to set up the columns and basically everything, all of the methods, like from the top of a funnel to bottom of the funnel and everything. So we're going to go through it all. So without further ado, just let's hop onto the content. Okay guys, so as you can see, I have made a little bit of PowerPoint for you to be able to explain these steps better. So I hope this makes it more clear for you. So guys, so here we can see things you need to know before running ads. And first of them is Facebook is an auction-based platform. You have to really understand that, and we will go through it more in depth further in the video. And the second one is good product and creative is like give you like 100x your chances, very more like, and like doesn't matter what strategy you use. Like you can use the strategy like I don't know if even Mark Zuckerberg tells you to do, but it's not going to help you if you don't have a proven product to sell and a good offer and the creative. Like I believe, like in my experience in e-commerce, like I have been doing for 5 months, is like the creative is the most important part, and I believe like 60% of your results are from the creative. And each time I got in a barrier, like I was like 5k a day, 6k a day, I couldn't get to 10k a day. It was only a creative difference. As soon as I add the winning creative, I see what creative works for my campaign, I just duplicate it, make it better, add some UGC in there, you know, stronger call to action, maybe some discounts. And that was what took me from $5,000 a day to 10k, and after that 15k. And just and after it's, guys, pretty easy when you know what creatives you have to make and you just replicate the process. And the third thing is there's some things that you need to know before running Facebook ads, or if you're already running it, you know that you're going to lose some money in the process, and all it depends on your mindset. Because for me it was like at the beginning I did a thing kind of losing money. I was like, I'm paying for gathering data, especially when it's a new store and a new pixel, and this pixel like this product that you're running is the niche that you have never been in. Because like if you have done a product to 100k and like it was in a dog niche or something like that, you can use the same pixel if you are selling another product in the dog niche, so that's going to be easy for you. But basically if you are in a new niche, you have to just spend money, gather data to see what works for you, what age rate you have to target, what placement, what country, and etc. So you have to just spend money a little bit to learn more. You are paying for data, you're not paying to get purchased. So, and the last thing is set up your columns properly and understand the platform and your margins before starting. That's very important, guys. Like I don't know if most of you do this, but you have to know your margins. You have to know your ROAS for 20% profit, you know your ROAS for 30%, 40%, and 50%, and you have to know what ROAS you like need to have in order to have a 40% profit, your cost per purchase, your cost per add to cart, cost per initiate checkout, and your columns to be able to see the data, whole like all of the funnel, like from the beginning that customer clicks on your ad to the end that they go to your website and make a purchase. And so in this video I'm going to explain to you these 4 steps: optimization, interest testing, mid scaling plus retargeting, and explosive scaling, influencer marketing. Like the last 2 are basically very easy, but the first 2, that is a problem to find a product that has a potential. So we're going to go through that, guys. Okay, so this is phase 1, optimization. So I'm just going to read the PowerPoint for you and then explain everything. So this is the most important phase. Without this, it doesn't matter what strategy or advertising platform you use, which is absolutely true. Optimize, and to give your best effort and make each piece of funnel as good as possible to drastically increase your chance of success. So the main things you have to optimize for is product selection, the price, like the product you choose, and the pricing. And the pricing, it may varies from country to country. And when I say country to country, it is that I never target more than one country actually, guys, and that's like that's been my method. I only target one country at a time, and when I see success in that country, like after I do it like $150,000, I go to another country with another domain just only for that country. So that's basically my method, and I have never advertised on 4 different countries at the same time, like English speaking countries and stuff. And the second one is landing page and checkout process. So by landing page, I mean the page that your customers lands in after they click on your ad. And the checkout process basically means that from the moment they click add to cart and then they go to checkout and they choose a payment method and they make the purchase. For me, mostly these 2 things have been the most important part to increase my conversion rate, because it very depends on the country that you're advertising in. But for me, that mostly has been sometimes in Europe, sometimes in USA, but depends on the country. But you will know if your product is too much of a high price for that country and age range when you see too many people go to checkout but nobody purchases. And that's one of the reasons. The second reason can be the payment method that country use. So basically, guys, one of my big advice for you is that before you go to a country and advertise, just make sure that you have their most favorite payment method, because that makes a very huge difference. And basically, like if you see, for example, we say that you see like you have thousands website visitors, correct, in your Shopify, and of these 1,000 you have 400 add to carts. That maybe means like not 400, but you understand, like maybe 100 or something like that, depend on your product price, of course, if it's low ticket or high ticket. But in this example we say high ticket product, and you have like 100 add to carts, and from this 100 only 30 went to your checkout. That means that you're dropping people in add to cart. So maybe you need to do something there, make it a little bit more interesting, add the countdown timer in your add to cart and say, like, for example, use code free10 in the next 5 minutes in order to get 5% off, 10% off on your order. And you can put this with a countdown timer that the clock is ticking your cart page, so the customer say, okay, I have to go to checkout now in order to use this discount code to my advantage. So it will help you like decrease that drop off between your add to cart and checkout, and basically a lot more. And the third thing is, guys, video creative and the copy you use. So basically, when I find the winning creative myself, I will test copies on it. Like I will see like which copy is best working with this video creative, and I will test that with my best winning audience, which we will go through it later on the video, and I will explain more for you. Okay, so optimization product, only focus on the proven products that are already selling well or has proven sale record before on Facebook or IG. So what I have taught in my previous video about how to find the winning product, I told you with my method that you can find the stores that are currently selling a product, and in my last video, which was top 10 forever green products to sell, like whatever you want, I showed you them with the competitors. So basically, when you're a beginner, it's hard to come up with your own idea because you have no experience in this industry, and like either I'm a newbie as well. So all you need to do is find someone bigger than yourself and just trying to learn from that brand as much as possible, and you can just advertise the product that they are advertising in a country that they are not active. Most of the products, guys, like they have been selling in US, United States, Australia, Canada, United Kingdom, and etc. But none of those countries are in Europe. Maybe you can take the same product and sell it to Spain, in Italy, in France, I don't know, in Norway, in Finland, in Denmark. Like none of those advertisers only focus on this country with their own language, and so that's going to be your advantage. But selling in Europe will have its difficulties as well, because they don't have the same favorable payment methods as they have in US. So that's going to be a challenge little bit for you to get those payment processes, and have like a lot of difficulties, they register for it and blah blah blah, have a merchant account, etc. But that's basically very important, and that's a pro tip for you. Just find a product that is already selling good in US, see the creative, and you can just duplicate or replicate that process in another country that they are not advertising in. And guys, I promise you, you will make it. Like, you will make a lot of money with it. And after that, all of that experience that you have, you can find another untapped product yourself, and you can start advertising it, since you have more budget to to make some decisions, make some mistakes and learn from those mistakes. But at the beginning, that you don't have that much of a budget and you're kind of like, your hands are tied, so that's the best method, and I recommend you do that. And the other thing is that find the products with the room for improvement. Maybe you find the product for bad website or bad video ad that you can improve. But as I said, when you're a beginner, it's good that you already find the store that is doing it really good, so you can copy them in another country, and that will make your success. And after that, you can do this method that I'm here talking about. Okay, so in order to optimize your website, you need to build a trustworthy one product branded store. And you have having a trusted website will increase your success rates significantly. I don't know how to read that, sorry guys. One of the most important part of the advertising is the landing page, payment gateways you use, as I said in the previous slide. So guys, in order to make a trustworthy website, you just need to build a website around that product. And as I said, when you find a competitor, you can see how their websites are built up, and you can just kinda make it like that. But you don't need any custom thing or any like that. You can use just one theme and just brand it. Use like only 3 colors, black, white, and your store themes color. And just make it very branded. Just don't use too many colors, just 3, that's enough. And just make the website very simple, like very easy to process. But it depends on your age range as well, who your audience is. But that's the most thing, like it isn't that important. So you can see optimization for creative. A good creative will make or break your success with Facebook ads. The entire focus should be hook them in the first 5 seconds of the ad and get them to click. The first 5 seconds are the most important. This is a typical flaw of winning creative, which is cut and band-aid formula, which means that you show the problem, which means you're cutting them, like you're hurting them, and you show the solution to that problem, which is band-aid. You will say, okay, I have hurted you, here's the band-aid, you can like cover that. I know that you understand, like that's one of the things. Another one, show the product benefits, not the features, which I'm going to explain. Show social proof, UGC, user-generated content, and strong call to action. So a good creative will make your break. Like guys, the creative is most important thing. And like when you're only advertising on one country, you will reach ad fatigue very fast. When you're scaling like high, like you're spending $5,000 a day on Facebook, you will reach ad fatigue very fast. And since you're only one country, so your audience isn't that big, so will have to recycle new creatives all the time to scale. Because with one of my store guys, I was recycling creative a week. Like every week my ads was getting like rejected after 7 days because my audience were too low, so I have to recycle new ones. Like not every week, like maybe every 2 weeks, but I had to like recycle new ones to keep scaling. And the entire focus of your video, like if the ad doesn't work for you, you can just change the first 5 to 6 seconds of the video to see how it works. But the most significant change can be you change the whole video, and you will see better results, hopefully. But if you have a competitor to look at, they will help you to understand what kind of ads that work. But basically, if you find a product that have never been sold before or sold like 2 years ago, you can't see any ads about that product, I recommend you to do not run the ads for that product, since it's going to be hard for you, and you're going to spend a lot of money on ads and lose all your money and just say dropshipping is dead and just move on. And the typical flaw of winning creative, as I showed you, cut and banding formula is one of the most significant ways to get people to click on your ad. But as I said, there is more method to that, but this is the one that you will usually use. And you have to show the product benefit, not the features. Nobody cares about the features of the product, guys. Nobody cares where the product come from, how the product is made. People are very selfish, and they only need to know like what benefit is there for them, how this product can make their life better. They want to know like what's in it for them. They don't care about the features. So stop wasting your time with saying that I know it is being made or there and there. You just show the benefits, like how it can benefit them, makes their life easier. And show social proof if possible. If you have a content for it, if you can make a content for it, social proof. Add like strong credibility to your brand and to the product, so it makes people more comfortable to buy. And strong call to action. Just end the video with a good call to action. Some a person that says, yeah, get yours today, or I don't know, just something. How to make video ads. So basically there is couple of methods to making video ads, but I don't make them myself. I have an editor that is been doing it for me. And study your successful ads and learn how to make them yourself. Follow my how to find the winning product. So guys, there is a couple of methods that you can use. One of them is like just study the ads in Facebook ads library, in Shopify, in Unicorn Ads or Ad Creative Bank. Yeah, exactly. If you just search on Google Unicorn Ads or Ad Creative Bank, these two websites will show you like the winning creative of the week or something like that, or winning creative if you are looking for any specific niche, so you can see how they do it and you can replicate the process. Or the other one is pay someone to do it, basically on Upwork or Fiverr. Fiverr is like mostly, they're not like that serious, but if you want the serious people like to really put their time in it and work for you, I recommend you Upwork. So okay, we go to the next one. So and here we are in phase 2, which is interest targeting. The goal in this phase is to find at least 3 profitable ad sets interest with the minimum of 3 purchases, depend on your budget of the product, of course. And the second one is once you got everything optimized, you know your numbers, it's time to test. Before launching your first campaign, you need to know your numbers, which I talked about earlier in the video, which was break-even point, break-even ROAS for 20% profit, ROAS for 30% profit, and ROAS for 40% profit. Cost per unique view content, cost per unique add to cart, cost per unique initiate checkout, and cost per unique purchase. So guys, the first one was the goal in this phase. Like in the testing phase, you have to test at least 10 interests with 15 to $25 a day. But of course, as I said in here, it depends on your budget and the product price, because Facebook will know what product price you have put for the product, like in your website, as soon as you install the pixel on your website. And based on that, Facebook will show you audience. Facebook will give you your cost per purchase. So for example, if your product is cost more than $49, Facebook will show to the audience that are willing to pay $50 for your product, and that's going to be basically more expensive for you and more hard to gather data at the beginning if you don't have the pixel data. And before launching your campaign, you need to know your numbers. There is a KPI sheet that I use basically, which I can show you in here. So guys, you can see here there is a KPI sheet for me. If you want this, just comment down below and I will send it to you. So you can see here we have average order value, average fees, which is 3% for mostly everybody, average cost of goods, and profit target for, and this you will fill it when you have more data, so just ignore this guys. And so for example, we say that if the product price is $29.99 and the average cost of goods is $8, so in order for you to have 20% profit, you need a ROAS of 2.2 and your break-even ROAS is 1.44. So if we say that you want 30% profit, you will just write it down here. You will need 2.45 ROAS and your cost per purchase should be $50. And if we say you need 40% profit, you will see that you need a ROAS of 3.4. And basically you can just play with this to see, like if you take your product price from 29 to 34, your ROAS will need to be 2.9 in order for you to get 40% profit. So guys, it's easy as that. Just let me know if you want this and I can leave it down below in comments. Okay guys, so I'm back. Here you can see phase 2 my interest testing strategy, which is make a new campaign targeting with a minimum of 5 ad sets at $50 to $25 a day, depending on your product price and budget. As I said, each ad set will contain only one targeting option. I will explain why. And yeah, there's a tip for you. And ad setting should be choose only one country, manual placement, attribution setting, 7-day click or 1-day view. Okay guys, so let us just start from here. You can see, as I said, make a new campaign. This should be an ABO, and it's going to be 5 ad sets minimum with a $15 to $25 a day. You can use up to $50 a day if you want to get results faster, but basically if you run your ads like $50 a day, you need to like wait 3 days to make a decision. If it's 25, you need to only wait 2 days. If it's $50, you only need to wait 1 day basically to make your decision, but it's up to you. And it depends on your product price as well. If you're selling a product for $60, you need to spend like at least $25 a day in order to see like a little bit of good results, like to see a little bit of data. Otherwise you can run it $50 a day, but you have to wait more. And each ad set will contain only one targeting option, so you will put one interest in each ad set. And the reason for that is at the beginning, when you don't have any pixel data and you don't know anything basically who wants your product, yeah, you have kind of idea, but Facebook doesn't know. You need to only give one audience like interest for each ad set, because you need to know if the purchase is coming from this audience. If you mix like a couple of audience together, you don't know purchase is coming from which one of them. So you will need to spend more money in order to get results or scale that. But if you know from what interest it is, it's more easy to like optimize and scale it, and basically like know just where the purchase is coming from, because you don't have that much of the data. And so in the ad setting is choose one country only. As I said in my previous in the video, I only choose one country to advertise for, and placement is manual placement in testing. As I said, in testing. And manual placement, basically I just use Facebook and Instagram, only device, only mobile, and I will choose only Facebook feed and Instagram feed, because at the beginning you need to test and you need your money spent there, because that's basically the place people are mostly there, and when you're scaling, most of your purchases comes from there as well. So if it doesn't work in that place, it's not going to work in automatic placement, other placements. So it needs to work in those places first in the testing. And in the testing you should have the most control, because you want your money be spent very wisely in order to get the best results. You cannot just put automatic placement and $50 a day. Facebook is just going to waste your money basically. So when you're trying to scale, you can use automatic placement, but at scaling I don't recommend it as well. We're going to go and further in the slide I will explain that. But manual placement, Facebook feed and Instagram feed. And the reason is that you don't have that much a budget, you just want your money to be spent there, because that's the place most people purchase from and most of your purchase comes from. And attribution setting, basically before iOS 14 it was on automatically on 7-day click or 1-day view. But now we have 7-day click, 1-day click, and then 7-day click, 1-day view, or 1-day click, something like that. I always use 7-day click, 1-day view, and I have tested other attributions, but this one has been good results. So I always use this and I never change it. So phase 2 interest testing strategy, let each ad set run for at least 3 days and then kill the ones that aren't profitable. So guys, based off this, you need to see this, and you need to like decide what ad sets you're going to turn off. Basically for me, after like testing a little bit, I'm gathering a little bit of data in here, as you can see. For example, if we say this data is relevant, like this is the data that you're getting from your Shopify store, I'm going to show you where you can get this data as well. But when you get this, you will have this prices. So basically we can say that you, at the beginning, when you don't have much data, you have to decide from your cost per purchase. So for example, if this is your product price and this is your profit target and this is your average cost of goods, you have a break-even point, your cost per purchase break even is $33. So for example, if your ads spend $33 without getting any purchase, so you're going to turn it off because that is your break even cost per purchase. And this is the one of the column like methods that you can judge your ads. But basically, when you get more, you will gather more data, and you will get these. You can use cost per ad to break even, cost per add to cart to turn off ads, or break even cost per initiate checkout. And another thing is that when you use the break even cost per add to cart in order to judge an ad to turn it off or not. And how do I mean by judging an ad? It means like when your ad spends $16 without getting an add to cart, so you will turn it off. But that data will not be as reliable, so I will recommend you to use only your break-even cost per initiate checkout or break-even cost per purchase to decide which ad to turn off. But basically there is more things to it as well in order to know when to turn it off. But basically, after you get a little bit of data, if your ad spent $22 without getting any initiate checkout, when you're testing, you can turn it off. You don't need to wait until it spends $10 more, because you have little bit of data, and based on the data you can judge it. So I can show it in one of my ad accounts in here, guys. As you can see, there's an ad account that I spent $93,000 to generate $225,000 with 2.40 ROAS, and with this store I had a profit margin of around 39%, almost 40% with this store. And you can see in here that how I set up my columns. So you can see CBO, ABO. So, and I'm going to show this is the attribution setting. So you can see that how I set up my columns. So I'm going to just explain to you how I've set them up. So it's going to be easier for you to understand. So you can set them up the same way. So you can see the first we have CPC, the cost per click. We have CPM, cost per 1,000 impressions. You can see them here. Then we have impressions. And after impressions we have a 3-second video play. So basically why I have put them in this way, it means that impressions, it means how many people have seen your ad without clicking it, just scrolling down and seeing it. So you can see here, okay, I have almost 5 million people that have seen my ad. 3-second video plays, it means how many people of that seen this ad have clicked on your video, basically found it interesting. So it means, okay, 5 million have looked at my ad and almost 3 million have clicked on the video. So this means that here, this tells me I don't have that much of a drop off. So this means that my thumbnail is working, because all of these people, 3 seconds, they just see the thumbnail and just click on the video, and that's it. So that tells me that, okay, my thumbnail is kind of good, so it's getting attention. And after that 3 seconds, we see 75% video viewers, which is like, okay, we see that after that 3 million people that click on the video, how many of them watched 70% of my video, which is almost 500,000. And so this is, I don't know if it's good or bad. I got good results, so I believe this is average as well. So almost half of them, less than half of them look at 75% of the video, and half of that, and how much of 75% watched all of the video, which is almost half of more of it have watched all of the video. And you can see after that the average video watch time is 12 seconds, which is very good. And after that we see the click-through rate. What it means is how many people have clicked on your shop now, clicked on the ad to open it full screen. And unique CTR, it means how many people have clicked on to go to your website. So you can see this is pretty high as well. And after that we have unique content view, so how many people have landed on my website of this. But this is basically not accurate at all, like they have dropped so many. I have much more than this, but yeah. So you can see this is unique, it means like only one people. So for example, if we say me myself go to my website and close it and open 100 times, I will only count as one, not 100. So that data is going to be not significant, going to be very significant. So as you can see here, we see like, okay, of how many this content view, I have 2,000 add to carts, Of these 2,000 add to cart, almost all of them went to the checkout and the process I told you about. And of that, I got 5,000 purchases. But as I told you guys, this is not accurate. And yeah, that's basically it. And after that, you can see my cost per content view, cost per add to cart, cost per initiate checkout, and cost per purchase. And we can come here and see the budget, sorry for that, amount spent, date created, and frequency. So guys, basically this is how I put my column setup, and you can see here that this is basically campaign. And yeah, I got some good results, but I had 2 attributions. I can show you the other one as well. So the ROAS should be around 2.45, because when I put these two together, it's not showing the ROAS because it's different attributions. As you can see here, here's empty. So yeah, I have to show you them separately. So you can see here we have the same thing. I only chose a different attribution, but I didn't see big of a difference. You can see here as well. Okay guys, so here it is. So you can see here, I told you about the method how to turn them off, and here you can see the CPC link is above 2.50 cents after 24 hours. Please kill it. And like that's very like after $2, if this cost per click is $2, like that's too much, guys. Your ad is irrelevant. You have to just turn it off and just reconsider what you're doing. The CPM is above $40, which is like absolutely insane as well. Like above $20, I turn it off, guys. And there are no add to carts after first day. If basically you have no add to carts after first day, just turn it off. It doesn't matter. So we go to the next one. So we can see here interest testing. If you did everything correctly and the product has potential, you will find at least 3 ad sets with the consistent daily sales that are profitable. Keep them running and move on to the next phase. Okay, here we went through it. Okay, quick tip: double your chance of success with these 4 very small things. So at this point, minor optimization in your website make a huge difference, and guys, believe me, it really does, because like that's all the difference between you and your competitor. Faster load time, so you can basically post a job and Upwork and say that you need your website to be basically much faster, and they will do it for you. There's a lot of professionals that do it. I do it there as well sometimes. But now I have my own like contacts that I contact them to be able to do it. And after faster load time, improve the drop off, which I meant like the step from add to cart to initiate checkout and to purchase. The upsells, the email and SMS marketing. Upsells is very important, guys. The best app I use for upsell. I don't upsell them anything in the checkout process, like in the process in my landing page checkout. I just upsell them after they make the purchase, because they have the most focus there. Like after they make the purchase, they just want to see a thank you page as some sort of confirmation. So I just use the app called post-purchase upsell, which I upsell them the same product and a different product that is related to this product that I'm selling with half of the price, and most of the time they buy it and you can just double your conversion rate there. So guys, phase 3 is mid-scaling horizontal. So horizontal scaling, launching more ad sets to get more winning audiences. Launch 3 to 5 ad sets every day with the new audiences in your targeting campaign. Never stop testing. So guys, as soon as you see some results with the winning creatives and interests, and you want to scale them, you have to always keep testing to find new hiding like creative and audiences. So you can't never stop testing if you want to always scale. And I'm going to show you how you can scale your the winning audiences as well. So kill the losers and keep the winners based on these metrics. No sales at break-even point or break-even cost per initiate checkout. The CPC link is above 2.50 and the CPM is above 40, and there's no add to cart. There are no, I meant to write there are no add to cart after the first day. So basically, when you're trying to scale interest, what my method is, like if you want to really make sure that it's a winning interest, I say creative all the time, you have to just duplicate it in the same campaign with the higher budget. Like for example, if you're testing interest for $20 and have got like 4 to 5 purchases in the last 3 days, you just duplicate it. This time you will double the budget. Like it was $20 a day, you can put $50 a day, and this time you will put automatic, not automatic placement. You will just put manual placement, but this time it will be on both devices. Only thing you will exclude is Messenger, because guys, in Messenger, I'm sorry, in Messenger, that's a like kind of private thing, and people go there to message each other. They do not go there to see ads. So basically, when they see ads, they will just ignore it, and Facebook love to spend your money. So please exclude Messenger. I only use automatic placement when I'm doing retargeting. So phase 3, which is mid-scaling and retargeting. Retargeting campaigns allow you to advertise to people who have already interacted with your store, or basically ads. Retargeting campaigns will always be your most profitable by far, and they run at a lower spend but bring the most consistent profitable numbers. So to set them up, you need to create custom audience for 50% video viewers, view content, add to cart, initiate checkout. But there isn't only these 4. You have I do retargeting for 25% video viewers, 50%, 75, 95. I even do retargeting for 3-second video plays, and add to cart, initiate checkout. But basically, you need to know difference between your warm audience and your hot audience. So you need to know the difference, because you cannot show these audiences the same ads that you show your old cold campaigns, your cold audiences. So basically, for video viewers, and all of the video viewers, basically they are like warm audience, and add to cart, initiate checkout, view content, page view, website visited by time spent. All of these audiences are hot audiences. So for video viewers, you can almost show the same ads because they haven't been in your website, so you can just show them the more interesting ads, maybe add some coupons or add some user generated content, UGC there. But mostly in my retargeting for hot, like add to cart, initiate checkout, I don't use videos. I only use picture ads. Picture ads of the product, picture ads of the customer with the product, with some reviews on it. That be mostly my ads. Like I add up to in my recent campaigns I'm running, I'm going to make a case study for it. I'm running like up to 20 ads, like 28, like 15 pictures and 5 videos for retargeting. Like each of my retargeting have up to 20 ads in them. Like they have 20 creatives in them. Like just let it test, let it run, and it will find the best one. You can just turn off the ones that they did not work. And in my video viewers, I will add the same picture that I show to the hot audiences, but in my video hot audiences, video viewers, I will show the same ads again as well. I will put the same ads there as well. So that's for the best results, guys, and you can achieve very good results with retargeting, because if you don't retarget, you basically leave money on the table, and you can basically retarget them with email or with SMS bump as well. Okay, so mid-scaling retargeting, the most important part of the retargeting is use a different creative with the initiative to get them to come back to your website. And this is, as I said, this is for hot audiences because they have already been in your website. And hot audiences, as I said, add to cart, view content, view website visitors, initiate checkout, and don't forget to exclude, guys, as well. That's very important, so you don't overlap your audiences. Two favorite type of retargeting is image of the product with sale, and the other one is customer review, video or picture, as I explained. So we have mid-scaling retargeting. Launch an ABO campaign with $20 to $50 a day budget and frequency, which I will explain. So some gurus say that you have to launch a CBO for this, but CBO doesn't need to decide in which of your retargeting ads they need to spend, because basically it's retargeting and there are audience that have already seen you, so you know where to spend your money, and all of them going to be profitable for you. So just make an ABO, and depend on how big is your audience, you can decide your budget, and you can in here in the columns you can see your frequency. So what frequency will show you is how many times people have seen your ads. So for example, in retargeting, if you have, for example, 8,000 add to carts in your retargeting audience, and you just put $50 a day, and so that's going to reach all of your audience very fast. So your frequency is going to be on 2 or 3. So that what that means is people are seeing your ads 2 or 3 times, you're basically spamming them, and that's not good. You're not going to get a good result. So based on frequency, you will decide your budget after you're running it for 2 or 3 days. I can show you example here as well in my campaign. So so here, for example, retargeting, you can see here, this is retargeting, and you can see here the frequency was 3.8. I can go inside here. Okay, so basically here is going to be, I cannot show this better because I'm currently running it as well. You can see my click-through rate is 7%. And okay, so when we come here, we can see my frequency. So retargeting hard for initiate checkout, I was basically spamming them. I spent $93 to get $441, and you can see, guys, all of these results that I'm showing you here was achieved like in 40 days max. So we can see here, this is only 40 days or something like that. But you can see the frequency here, and based on the frequency you can lower the budget, but this mainly should be 1. I don't know, this is lagging because all of the budgets were $10. You can see $12, $6 here because I had like low audience, $50, $35, and this was 75% video views, because you can see here, I'm going to explain to you, this was my Instagram audience that interacted with the ads, and this was my initiate checkout, this is my website visitors. View content, this was add to cart, website visitors 95%, you can see. Okay guys, so we are back on a PowerPoint. So you can see here, create 8 ad set which each of your custom audience separated as a targeting. Make up to at least 6 different creative and duplicate them across each ad set. And I cannot stress this enough, you have to put as much creative for retargeting as possible, and just do not duplicate the same video. Do not put any videos like in your mostly hot retargeting them, because they just show them some ads and like carousels, it will work perfectly. Okay, so mid scaling, basic lookalikes. At this stage you can launch some basic lookalike audience. Go to your audience tab, basically you know how to make it. So video viewers, I will recommend you at the beginning start with 75% lookalikes, and if you have more data, for example, we say that you have 3,095% lookalikes here and 5,000 here, I recommend you show here because you have more audiences here, so it's going to be more accurate for you. But basically, if this is above, if this is more than like 5,000, you can just start running with this. But if this doesn't work, you don't need to run the rest, because if this doesn't work, I don't know, I don't believe what's the reason to do 75, but like sometimes 75 works better than 95, but you can just test it yourself. You can make an audience of view content or website visitors, but these are actually kind of same. If you choose website visitors, it includes view content as well, guys, so or page view audience. So you can just choose this, and instead of view content you can just choose add to cart audiences. And you have to wait until you have at least 5,000 before making a lookalike with these audiences. And like, guys, after iOS 14, if it was like before that, we need at least like 2,000 to 3,000 to start for this like 95, 75. But after iOS 14 update, some people opt out, so Facebook cannot track them, so your lookalikes qualities have like dropped down. That's why Facebook have released the expand audience for lookalike. But the more the higher this is, the better your chances are. Okay guys, so here we have mid scaling basic lookalikes. Using the custom audience, you want to create 5 lookalikes: 1%, 1 to 2%, 2 to 3%, 3 to 4%, and 4 to 5%. And guys, you can choose as well 1% to 2, and 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10. But I will recommend you to start with this, because you need to know at the beginning where your purchases come from, and that based on that you can decide. Unless your audience like more targeted, you can see where it comes from. It's better to make it easier for you to decide. But later on, when you have more pixel data to scale, just you can expand your audience and just scale it that way. And this will give you 5 new audiences to test in a new campaign. And how I scale my lookalikes, I don't do them in ABO. For basically, from my own experience, lookalikes works better for me on CBO. So likely to use CBO campaigns for LLAs as it performs better for me. Usually depends, and as I should mention as well, depends on your ad account. Yes, ad account depends on your ad account what works for you. So you have to always change it. Like I have seen like in ad accounts that some ad accounts my lookalikes works better on ABO and some of them works better on CBO, better performs there. So I always have to test to see what works best for you. So here, make a new campaign with the minimal budget of $120 a day, CBO with 5 ad sets. And in CBO, when I do LLAs, I choose manual placement, but for both devices, and I only exclude Messenger. Instead of using an interest for targeting user lookalike audience you created, leave the age range broad. Since you have data, you have made lookalikes, Facebook going to show it to your age range, like no matter what age range you have gave them. For example, if your product is for only 18 to 30-year-olds, and you put your age range 18 to 65, Facebook will only show them to that age range because your lookalike audience is 40 on that, so age range doesn't matter here. Okay, so interesting. Leave the age range broad, and for placement choose manual placement, exclude Messenger only. Pro tip: leverage expand lookalikes for better results. So you can do that as well, because after iOS 14 Facebook will release the expand lookalikes, and trust me, after iOS 14 the expand interest and the expand for lookalikes, they work very good, and that's how I'm scaling my campaigns. So here, mid scaling, if this is a success, you will now have 3 to 5 new campaigns that are each spending over $120 a day. Your interest setting campaign will have a bunch of winners, and your retargeting campaigns and will get better each day. This will take you over $2,000 a day, guys, easy in sales, like in like no time. After 5 days, we say 4 days. If you are consistent getting results with this, it's time to scale big. So explosive scaling, which is like the Fallout end game, as we call it, guys. So here is this is how I was able to scale almost 50k a day, and will get past 30k a day this year. Yeah, but guys, like basically after you pass 10k, it's easily to scale it off if the product have potential for it, and just adding the budget, there is no art to it. Some products have a cap and can scale past a certain level, but if you're consistent getting results with the mid scaling and have a room to grow decent margins, try this out. As I said, you need at least 3 custom videos and optimized website at this stage, or it won't work. Why you need custom videos instead of the instead of the videos you have taken from your competitors? When you scale very big, they will be able to see your ad and they can basically take you down, and you will have problems. Explosive scaling sorry guys, CBO. So take your top interests and duplicate them 5 times into a new CBO campaigns at $500 a day. So what I mean with this is, for example, we say your interest for, I don't know, football or Messi have worked very good, so you duplicate Messi 5 times, like the interest is still Messi. You will duplicate it 5 times into a new CBO, and why you duplicate 5 times is to reach more ad pockets. So for example, if we say your audience size is around 1 million, we say, and this is a big circle for your audiences, okay? So when you have that audience one time, you're occupying one small circle within that very big circle. But when you duplicate it 5 times, you will get 5 more small circles in that circle. So you will reach more ad pocket, guys. And with this, you can scale it much more, and just you will give it to $500 a day. Manual placement, both devices only, exclude Messenger, and just guys, let it rip, because you're going to scale and it's going to work for you, and this audience have worked with you before. So $500 a day is not a risk at any type of form. This will become your interest scaling campaign. You will consistently be testing a new interest in your testing campaigns and duplicate the winners here to always cycle in fresh audience. Yes. explosive scaling for super lookalikes. So here, this scaled my account to pass 12k in 1 day of sales. Set up a new CBO campaigns, $729 a day with 5 ad sets. So guys, I can if you can see, I have mentioned not 729, and you can basically use this in ABO testing, in interesting scaling, audience scaling, everything. So as I said in the first slide, Facebook is an auction-based platform. If you pay more, you will get more results, but it's not always that you're paying more. If you have a good click-through rate, Facebook will notice your ROAS, how many people buying your website, how many people are happy. You will get the more results. You don't need to pay that much, but basically if you pay more, you will be seen more. So everybody, when they're trying to scale or do anything, like to give a budget, they use $50, $20, $25, $55, I don't know, $100, $120, and basically everybody doing this. You are doing this as well. So everybody, like when they want to scale, they put $100. So when you're putting $100 with another competitor who's putting $100 as well, you will like basically collide, and Facebook will show the ad that gets like more results, and like basically people interacting with it more. But what if you put $100.29? So basically here you will win over your competitors, because nobody doing this. Like you, with that 20 cents you win the auction over your competitors, something like that. So here, if you have $700, this wasn't meant to be 729, this was meant to be 700.29 cents. So we will win over all of the people that have used 700 to, like, for example, if your budget is $50 a day, which is most of the people you're doing it in testing campaigns, or $20 a day, just put it $20/29 cents or 39 cents or 99 cents. So basically you're going to win an auction over them. That's a pro tip from me to you guys. And take your top 3 performance lookalikes objectives and combine them into a one ad set based off your percentage. So example, ad set 1, view content 1%, add to cart 1%, website visitors 1%. Like all of this, you can just add them, mix them up together. That's going to be one ad set, and in the next one you can do the same thing. So explosive scaling high is simply a matter of optimization of your funnel, and you're testing as many audience as possible. If you do that, you will be able to surpass $10,000 a day and be beyond. It's not easy, and will take a lot of time to get this stage, but if you reach this stage, guys, you can always do it no matter what. Yeah guys, so that is basically it for this video. I hope you guys got a little bit of value of this video. If you have any question, please leave them down below in the comment, and if you really like the video, please give me a thumbs up. That will really help out the channel to reach more people. And peace guys, thank you.